Imagine trying to capture a supernova in a teacup. That's kind of what it feels like keeping up with AI right now.
Yeah, the speed is just, it's phenomenal.
Absolutely mind-boggling. So today we're doing a deep dive into, well, the absolute whirlwind of activity just from the past couple of weeks in AI.
Just the last 2 weeks, and it's already a mountain of news.
Exactly. We've pulled together insights from industry reports, breaking news, cutting-edge research. It's a stack of sources that, let's be honest, would take you days to wade through.
Yeah, easily.
Our mission, to really distill the most important nuggets, the aha moments, the surprising facts. So you walk away feeling well-informed, but hopefully not overwhelmed.
Cut through the noise.
Right. And just to set the stage, think about this. A combined, $92 billion poured into OpenAI and Anthropic?
$92 billion. It's staggering.
And then you've got things like Google's Nano Banana just shooting up the ranks in image editing. It feels like a gold rush, but also this massive technological leap.
It's both. Definitely both.
Okay, so let's try and unpack this incredible surge. The first thing that really jumps out, I think, is just the sheer scale of investment flooding into AI. I mean, the amount of capital. It's like nothing we've seen before. What's the biggest signal that sends, do you think?
Well, it really signals a kind of winner-take-all race, essentially. Yeah. That $92 billion you mentioned for OpenAI and Anthropic.
Yeah.
It's not just a big number. It's a massive vote of confidence. It's this huge bet on the future, suggesting, that a few dominant players are probably going to emerge.
Right.
And this isn't just about building better models anymore. It's about grabbing talent, acquiring infrastructure really aggressively. OpenAI, for instance, they've been expanding like crazy, even buying companies like Statsig specifically to get top people and their, experimental setups.
So it's not just the AI labs themselves getting all this cash. There must be key foundational players, right? The ones enabling all this.
Oh, absolutely. Foundational players, definitely. And NVIDIA, they're arguably the most crucial enabler here.
The GPUs.
Exactly. They're poised for enormous gains because of this, insatiable demand for their specialized graphics processing units, the GPUs. These are the workhorses, for training, for running these complex AI models. Think about OpenAI's Stargate project in India.
Yeah, you mentioned that briefly. The scale.
The scale is immense. We're talking data centers that could need up to, $50 billion in hardware per facility.
50 billion. Wow.
That kind of spending, it just directly fuels NVIDIA's growth. It's huge.
That's a staggering figure just for hardware.
Yeah.
And beyond individual companies, are we seeing any interesting, maybe strategic shifts, alliances forming in this high-stakes game?
We certainly are. It's this really complex dance, Competition, but also collaboration. Look at Meta, for example. They're actually in strategic talks with both Google and OpenAI.
Both? Interesting.
Yeah, to enhance their own AI tools even before their next big model, Llama 5, comes out. They're also looking at integrating Google's Gemini AI into WhatsApp and Instagram. And there's even talk rumors maybe of them potentially acquiring Midjourney.
Midjourney. The image generator.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it shows that even the tech giants are looking to partner up to leverage existing stuff, not just build everything from scratch. It suggests the speed and the cost are just pushing everyone, even competitors, to find some common ground.
Okay, so you've got the money, the strategy, but the actual AI models themselves, they're evolving at warp speed too. What's really game-changing about these new capabilities, and how are they being refined?
Well, what's really striking isn't just that the big models, the LLMs, are getting more powerful. That's happening for sure. OpenAI, Anthropic, they're pushing advanced reasoning code generation.
Right, the usual suspects.
But what's really interesting now is how efficiently some smaller models are performing.
Oh, okay.
Take Mini CPM v4.5. It's relatively small, just 8 billion parameters, right? But it's claiming wins over giants like GPT-4o and Gemini on certain vision language tasks.
Really? With only 8 billion?
Yeah. It demonstrates these incredible efficiency gains, smaller models challenging that bigger is always better idea. And that could, really democratize advanced AI, especially for running things directly on your phone.
That's fascinating. So not just raw power, but smarter, more compact designs. And that Nano Banana you mentioned earlier, that sounds like it fits right in there. What makes it so revolutionary?
Google's Nano Banana, the official name is Gemini 2.5 Flash Image Preview. It's shot to the top of the image edit arena because it delivers something people are calling instant Photoshop.
Instant Photoshop. Okay, tell me more.
I mean, incredibly fast editing, seamless object removal, background changes, practically instantaneous.
Wow.
And crucially, it's not just fast. It seems to be delivering superior speed, yes, but also realism and detail compared to other popular tools like, say, ChatGPT for image generation.
Right.
It basically puts professional-level image manipulation right into the hands of everyday users. It feels almost like magic.
Instant Photoshop really captures it, makes it clear why you should care. What about other efficiency breakthroughs, say encoding or maybe complex reasoning?
Yeah, we're seeing this focus on efficiency right across the board.
Yeah.
Take xAI's Grok Code Fast.
Okay.
It's hitting like 90% on code completion benchmarks. But the key is it's doing it at roughly half the cost of its peers.
Half the cost?
Yeah.
That's huge for developers.
Absolutely massive if you want to integrate AI without, breaking the bank. And then there's Microsoft's R-Star 2 agent.
Right.
Only 14 billion parameters, again, relatively compact for this level, but it achieved frontier-level math reasoning through improved reinforcement learning, RL training. So the AI basically learns by trial and error, like a student practicing, getting feedback, optimizing its approach to solve really complex problems.
Okay, so learning smarter, not just bigger.
Exactly. These examples show the race isn't just for the biggest model anymore. It's for the smartest, the most efficient, and even the open source community is right there pushing boundaries. Projects like Apprentice reaching the quality of proprietary models, like Llama 3.1. But using purely community data, that's a really powerful sign of AI development becoming more democratized.
So, credible models, these efficiency breakthroughs. But what does that mean for you listening? For the tools we can actually use, day to day, on our phones and our workflows?
Right. This is where the rubber meets the road, isn't it? And we're seeing a definite surge in practical tools, especially for on-device intelligence.
Yeah, on your phone, basically.
Exactly. Running directly on your device, no need to send data constantly to the cloud. Think about Apple's Fast VLM and mobile CLI P2.
Okay.
They're delivering real-time vision understanding on mobile with up to 85x speedups in these compact models.
5x, wow.
Yeah, so your phone can understand images, video almost instantly. It opens up huge possibilities: privacy, speed, offline use for everything from AR to smarter assistants.
That feels like a really big step, making AI more immediate, more personal. What about for the people building with AI, developers, creators?
Well, for creators, one potentially huge thing is Kling 2.1.
Kling 2.1.
Yeah, it offers high-quality, free 10-second text-to-video generation.
Free text to video. That sounds useful.
It's not just a gimmick. It makes pretty professional-looking video creation accessible to basically anyone with an idea. Could really lower the barrier for content creators, marketers.
Interesting. And for developers?
Tools like DeepMind's URL context are a big deal. It lets an AI fetch and understand live web pages, PDFs, images, just from a link.
So it can browse and understand the live web.
Pretty much. That's a massive leap for building intelligent agents that can actually interact with the real-time internet. And we're seeing new runtimes like xpander, self-hostable, letting developers build custom AI agents with more control.
Okay, the capabilities are just exploding. What about the big platforms we all use like ChatGPT and Gemini? How are they keeping up for the everyday user?
Oh, they're constantly innovating, trying to stay ahead. OpenAI's ChatGPT just rolled out some significant updates. Screen sharing, real-time video analysis.
Screen sharing, so I can show up my screen.
Exactly, or what's on your camera. And it can understand and interact with that. It really boosts interactive collaboration, and it's definitely a direct challenge to Google's Gemini 2.
Okay, and Google.
Gemini keeps adding intuitive stuff, better image editing, like placing people or pets consistently across different scenes, even a quirky figurines effect.
Figurines.
Yeah, a bit whimsical. But for advanced users, they're adding guided learning features, productivity tools, smartwatch integration, and more sophisticated video tools too, like their vids editor with AI avatars.
So the big players are racing ahead. Are there any other, maybe slightly less known tools or platforms popping up that really stand out?
Absolutely. Perplexity's Comet browser, for instance, integrated voice control for navigating pages. Pretty neat.
Hands-free browsing.
Yeah. And Mistral Chat has added over 20 connectors plus a memory system that allows for persistent context over longer conversations, which is really useful. And they're making a point about privacy. It's opt-in.
It's good to hear. Anything else impacting, say, how you might shop?
Definitely. Look at Walmart's Sparky or Amazon Lens Live. They're using AI assistants for multimodal searches.
Meaning
you can take a picture of something you see and the AI instantly gives you recommendations or tells you where to buy it.
Visual search for shopping.
Exactly. And then on a totally different scale, there's something called the Cargo Pilot Agent. It aims to intelligently automate half of all air cargo email interactions using multiple languages. Shows AI boosting efficiency in these really specific but vital industries.
Okay, this brings us to a really critical point. How is all this powerful stuff actually being applied in the real world? And, what challenges it bringing? This is where it gets really interesting, I think.
The applications are incredibly diverse, and some are just, well, miraculous, honestly. Take healthcare.
Okay.
In England, AI software in stroke centers can analyze brain scans in minutes. It's nearly half treatment time and tripled recovery rates.
Tripled? From what to what?
From about 16% fully recovering to 48%.
Wow. That is a direct life-saving impact.
Absolutely. And we're seeing similar AI-driven wins in breast cancer detection in Spain or rapid vaccine development with that COI AI project at Oxford Ellison Institute. It's clear AI is starting to fundamentally change outcomes for serious conditions.
That's incredible human impact.
Yeah.
But then, the flip side. We hear so much about AI and jobs, the economy. How is that playing out?
It's creating a really complex picture, no easy answers. On one hand, AI is a massive productivity booster.
Right.
Think about Indian IT giants. They're embracing AI code generators like GitHub Copilot. Millions of lines of code are now AI written, directly boosting developer output.
Okay, more efficient coding.
But the flip side, that productivity can and sometimes does lead to job displacement. Salesforce, for instance, recently announced they're cutting, 4,000 jobs?
Yeah, how that?
Largely because AI agents are replacing customer support staff roles. And you have Anthropic's CEO, Dario Amodei, predicting AI could eliminate half of entry-level white-collar jobs in just 5 years.
Half. That's sobering.
It is. This tension, productivity versus displacement, it's really a defining challenge for the job market right now.
It's such a stark contrast, isn't it? Massive gains, but also these huge concerns. How are people actually adapting, working alongside AI or even with AI systems?
Well, it's definitely a dynamic shift. There was some research out of Malaysia that found 74% of people are actually comfortable working with AI colleagues.
Oh, okay. So seeing them as tools.
Yeah, seeing them as tools to help them do their jobs better. But, and this is key, only 23% would accept an AI as a manager.
All right. Big difference.
Huge difference. It really underscores this need for human leadership, for ethical oversight, especially when decisions affect people directly. And remember that controversial mandate from Coinbase's CEO.
About mandatory AI tool use. Yeah.
Right, and the dismissals that followed. It's kind of a cautionary tale. You can't just force adoption without careful integration, without training. It can really backfire.
Yeah, makes sense.
It really highlights that AI literacy, it isn't just an advantage anymore. It's rapidly becoming a must-have skill in the global job market. You need to understand it.
So we've got these amazing applications, these major workforce shifts. And alongside all this, as you said, there's this growing talk about the shadow side of AI, the ethics, the security risks, even the environmental cost. How are those being tackled?
Yeah, this is a really critical discussion, especially around privacy and safety. OpenAI's ChatGPT, for example, is now actively monitoring conversations for threats.
Monitoring conversations?
Yeah, and apparently alerting authorities in some cases. Now, the aim is obviously safety, but it definitely sparks debate about digital privacy versus security. Where's the line?
A tricky balance.
Very tricky. And we've also seen Meta facing heat over those unauthorized celebrity AI chatbots.
Right.
It just highlights broader worries about privacy, trust, and especially child safety online. Things like age verification, content filters are becoming huge issues. Australia even banned those Nudify apps recently.
Okay, so privacy is one big area. What about security itself? As AI gets smarter, are new vulnerabilities popping up?
Oh, definitely. The security landscape is shifting fast. Things like prompt injection attacks.
Where you trick the AI?
Exactly, using malicious prompts to manipulate its behavior. They're now so common they're on the OWASP top 10 list, specifically for LLMs.
Wow.
And we're seeing AI-powered malware designed specifically to target developers, often through supply chain attacks like that issue with the NXNPM package.
So the attackers are using AI too?
Absolutely. It just underscores how urgent the need is for really robust, multi-layered defenses. And crucially, human oversight still needs to be there. You see companies like Cloudflare integrating with ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini for workplace monitoring, but it's a constant battle.
Right. It feels like that old tech mantra, move fast and break things, might not apply so well here.
Probably not ideal, no.
Beyond security, what about those broader realities, the economic return, the environmental impact?
Well, on the economic front, there was that sobering MIT report suggesting, 95% of companies aren't actually seeing a positive return on investment from their AI projects yet.
95%. That's huge.
It is. It really exposes these persistent challenges in actually integrating AI effectively. There's a big gap between the hype, the promise, and the practical bottom line results for many. Gartner even warned that maybe 40% of AI agent projects could fail by 2027 if they aren't rigorously evaluated.
So lots of failed projects potentially, and environmentally.
Yeah, that's another growing concern. New reports keep highlighting the increasing energy consumption of AI data centers, the emissions, the reliance on fossil fuels. Google did put out a transparency report on Gemini's energy use, which is a step, right? But it got criticized because it only looked at energy per prompt, kind of ignoring the full life cycle impact, manufacturing the chips, building the data centers.
Right, the bigger picture.
Exactly. So there are growing calls for much deeper industry-wide accountability on the sustainability front.
That seems vital. And what about those deeper, almost philosophical questions? Things like AI consciousness or even digital afterlives.
Yeah, these are debates moving really quickly from science fiction into, potential reality. There's a lot of discussion about AI consciousness, trying to distinguish between really sophisticated simulation and actual awareness.
Does matter.
Well, it matters hugely for how we regulate AI, how we interact with it ethically. And then there's the really profound, maybe unsettling debate around digital afterlife apps.
What are those?
Technologies that are emerging that could potentially allow users to talk to virtual versions of deceased loved ones maybe by 2030.
Talk to the dead virtually.
Yeah, it raises incredibly complex questions about grief, memory, ethics, the nature of human connection itself.
Wow. Okay, so wrapping our heads around all this, what does it mean for us as users, as builders, just as people trying to navigate this rapidly changing world? What resources are out there? What should you be thinking about?
Ultimately, I think it comes down to understanding, engaging critically, and continuous learning. For you as a learner, there are actually tons of resources now. Stanford has a full, free NLP course online.
Free. Nice.
Yeah, lots of tutorials on fine-tuning smaller models like Microsoft's Phi 3 Mini. These things empower you to actually engage directly, not just be a passive user.
Okay.
And we're definitely seeing a shift in how we need to interact with AI. It's moving beyond just writing a good prompt engineering towards something more like context engineering.
Context engineering, what's that?
It means thinking more about designing structured roles, tools, workflows for the AI agents, and ensuring that when AI pulls in external knowledge, what we call RAG, retrieval augmented generation, it doesn't just retrieve facts, but actually transforms and enriches that data for better, more nuanced outputs.
So being more sophisticated in how we guide and integrate AI, less about just asking a question, more about setting up the whole system.
Exactly. It's a more architectural approach.
What are some key lessons or strategic adaptations we should maybe keep in mind from all this?
Well, a crucial lesson, I think, is to remember current AI systems aren't conscious. They still have definite weaknesses, especially with quantitative reasoning or subtle scoring.
Right, they're tools, not minds.
Precisely. And interestingly, we're learning that sometimes giving AI too much context, like overly long documents, can actually worsen its output.
Really? So less can be more sometimes.
Yeah, it's a practical tip. Sometimes being concise is better. Strategically, things like AI shopping agents, they look poised to massively disrupt global e-commerce. Brands really need to adapt how they show up online, how they engage customers.
Okay.
And on an even bigger scale, these generative AI search tools, they're already starting to erode Google's long-held dominance over information access as user habits shift worldwide.
So the ground is definitely shifting.
Rapidly. The key message is, change is constant, so continuous learning and adaptation are absolutely essential.
Absolutely. Well, this deep dive really shows us a landscape that's just exploding with innovation, incredibly powerful tools, but also some really profound questions. For you listening, it's about understanding not just what's happening, but why it matters and what you need to be aware of. We've covered so much, from the billions pouring into development to Google's instant Photoshop with Nano Banana. We talked about AI revolutionizing stroke care, but also that ethical tightrope walk around jobs and privacy. What really stands out to you from this incredibly dense but also, frankly, exciting fortnight in AI? And maybe here's a final thought to mull over. As these autonomous AI agents increasingly become non-human team members in our workplaces and AI tools keep redefining human roles, How are we going to balance the undeniable efficiency gains with that essential need for human oversight, for empathy, for ethical governance? Is the future really about AI replacing human effort? Or is it about profoundly augmenting our collective potential in ways we're probably only just starting to imagine?